the server where which is responsible for managing the mail services in our internal as well as external network. So for these guys, we will need to understand the architecture diagram, like how we will manage it in our infrastructure. So here is a diagram, guys, where we would be considering the internet, and this it's an online service for Exchange Online Protection with having the external SMTP server and Outlook configured, which is our central Exchange admin center. Now, when we talk about on-premise Exchange 2016 environment, or we can say the release notes of Microsoft, where we will see the 16 edition or 2019 edition. Okay, we will find the different features accordingly. So for this, guys, when we check about the Exchange environment, the on-premise environment, so we have a transport server, edge transport server, which is in our perimeter network, and as well as there is also an internal network which having the data availability groups. So database availability groups, guys, these are responsible for managing the database groups, and they are having the Active Directory connection with the mail server. So what it will do, it will transfer the through an edge transport network. Means what is edge transport server? Edge transport server basically it's a connection where we can set up the edge sync process. Like in Active Directory, guys, we used to do that the Active Directory when we have to configure the users. So we will use to connect the AD connector tools. Okay. So similar way to connect the Exchange to sync the emails. Okay. So we will use the Exchange sync service. So this will operate at a transport layer, or you can say it's an edge transport service where we would be managing the mail sync, means how the mailbox, the sender or recipient would get the emails with the mail flow. And with this, we can synchronize the online users in our transport server. So this transport server will act as a mail center, and it would leave the exchange management shell also. We can operate it, as well as we can configure the anti-spam rules also on this edge transport layer, guys. So the mail flow rules we can also configure in this, which we will be seeing in our upcoming video. So in this we will check about the mail flow rules where on the transport layer, guys. So here, mail flow rules, we can see the anti-spam policies, means the spam emails, how to manage those emails in our Exchange server. On this layer in Edge Transport server, we can manage it. Okay. So and next is about the high availability group. So high availability groups, they are also classified into two types, where we can find the database availability group, guys. So what are these data availability groups? They are the managed by different Exchange servers, like 2030, right from the legacy versions till the updated versions. So basically, they are a boundary for database replication part. Okay, so when we talk about the database replication, that is managed by this service, which is called database availability groups, guys. Okay, so for this, what happened, any server which you want to have the database, like in Active Directory we used to sync the users, and we do the replication of the users as well as the services which are linked to it. Okay, so there we use repelmon tool, guys. Okay, so in the same way here, for database replication on the failover part, where we have to manage or sync the database with the mailboxes. Okay, we will use the database availability groups. Now, this group's lifecycle will be managed by Exchange server, and it will be created as an empty object in our Active Directory. Means there would be, these are the following characteristic we can say here. Means there is no IP address assigned to the cluster, therefore no IP address resource in the cluster resource group. So when we have to create a dynamic availability group with the so we have to ensure that it should be server should be running on Exchange Server 2019, or these are the legacy versions. Okay, so this so in that way the cluster failover will be there, where the instances of the SQL server is there, or suppose Oracle server is there. So the instances will be managed. Okay, so how the instances failover will be managed? They will be managed by an Active Directory object. We'll be managing the by client access protocol in our architecture diagram. So I will go to switch to my new slides. So this is our client server architecture, client access services, where we will be managing the backend services, the mailbox server, which is the mobile devices for proxy access. Like suppose we want to ensure that the backend services should be managed by remote procedure call. So those services will be managed by HTTP in client access services by HTTP proxy, okay, which is an IMAP protocol. So this IMAP protocol will manage the transfer of mailbox through the sessions. Like suppose I will do the RDP sessions. So I have to enroll certain users, okay, to in order to take remote and check the mailbox. Okay, so I will follow this protocol. Means for conferring on the mobile devices. So I have to check for the Exchange Sync service also, which is at the transport server. So in this way, we can configure this Web3 protocol in the POP3 version for and managing the HTTP proxy by client X services. Now, when we talk about the backend services, so we'll have to check the mailbox database also. So here the intercommunication will happen between the two layers, which is our client as well as the server backend services, which is our IaaS manager. So what all hosted applications are there in IaaS? Like in application is running on IaaS. Okay, so that should be secured by, we have to also manage it by Outlook Web App. So we can manage it by client access services and through which the proxy server will respond to the queries. So this is all about our Exchange basic architecture diagram where we would understand about the scalability and the functions on how it works. Thank you for watching.